Hey guys, thanks again for joining my channel, Planner Game, and today I am bringing my 2020 lineup to you guys for the months of July through December. And this stack of planners is actually my lineup. I know it looks like a lot, but I'm going to go through it to let you know kind of how I manage all of it. And I am happy to say that I have bought no new planners with the new release. Happy because it's always my goal to finish a planner throughout the year. So I have rearranged the way I'm using my planners a little bit, but I'm able to stick with the same one. So I am super excited about that, especially since most of these I did purchase on clearance back when they had the heavy clearance sales back earlier in the year. So I'm happy to say I am still using the same ones, just changing it up a little bit how I'm using it and kind of alternating a little bit. So let's get started. Even though I work out of all these planners, I don't touch them all. Whoops, excuse me about that, sorry. I moved the camera a little bit. I don't actually physically work out of all these planners every day. So these are the two I've narrowed it down to. They're both Frankenplan planners. My mini planner is basically my main planner. It's my catch-all. I know it's a little backwards from the way a lot of people have it set up, but my main planner, my main calendar, I found it more useful for me if I had it where I could just take it anywhere and it fit in all my bags and I could always have it with me. So that way I sort of trust that when I do put information in, that I will be able to access it later. So I find with that mindset, I'm putting more and more information in and using it more. So that's really worked out for me. So this is my main planner, and I use my classic sort of as a workbook, and no personal stuff goes in there. It's just basically for my businesses and work stuff. So I will go ahead and get started and kind of break it down to let you guys know how I'm using each one of these. And this is, as I said before, my main planner. It has my main calendar in there. And I do include also these three planners. I take 2 to 3 months out of each one of these and place it in here. So this is a Frankenplan planner. And I do it with a transformer style in that I separate it out with covers. You'll notice that my cover looks a little bit different than previous videos on this one, or as far as my last setup video. And that's because I have discovered that Dollar Tree now has planners there. So and I'm not taking advantage of the full planner that I purchased from Dollar Trees because I'm still kind of working out how I'm going to fit that in, but right away I was able to insert the covers onto my transformer planner. I like them basically because they are skinnier. They're way thinner than the Happy Planner covers. So plus they're really stinking cute. And I don't know how they're going to hold up yet because I've only had them on here for a week, so I'm not sure exactly how they're going to hold up as far as going forward, but I am trying them out just because I do like them because they're skinnier and super cute. So we'll go ahead and try them out just to kind of see. And I do have them separated out. My mini, since a lot of this I'm using on the go, I usually just like to get it out and flip to the section real quick I'm needing, and I find the fastest way for me, my brain, to do that is to actually have them separated out with covers. So it's in my face, kind of like where the different sections are. So that just is what works best for me. So this first section here is actually a few months from this planner. It is the Lined Vertical Glam Girl from the Planner Girl collection that they came out with. And basically all I'm going to be doing with this starting in July is just tracking numbers. I like to track numbers as far as my main job. I have a part-time job as well, and then also my side business. So I wanted to be able to track those just to kind of see how I'm doing in each one of those realms. And the way this layout is set up, I can actually divide it into 3, so I'm able to track numbers in all 3. So that's basically, even though I'm doing it on a calendar, I'm not actually going to be using it as a calendar, just basically as a daily tracker so I can see what my daily progress is like. So that is the first section there. And this next section, which this is another one of the Dollar Tree covers, super cute. And all of them do have the 2020 on there. I'll actually show you. This first one. The reason though why this one doesn't is it looks like it was like, almost like it was, gonna have some personal stuff on there, almost like it was printed on the wrong side of this one. So it does have a 2020, but it's on the inner cover. So, but that's okay because I like that cover as well. So that's how I'm using that. But that was the only one out of the covers that I purchased from Dollar Tree that I found like that. I did do a separate video of just the planner stuff that I found at Dollar Tree. So, and I do have that in my previous video. I apologize, I'm not that technically gifted, so I don't know how to link it in my description or anything like that. So, but it is a previous video that's on my channel. This next section is just some lined paper that I like to keep in my planner. I do a lot of lists in this planner. I do my grocery list, my bills. I don't keep it on the calendar. I just keep it as a straight list and just kind of check it off as I get them paid throughout the month and refer to it daily. So I do a lot of lists. So this next section basically is just a section of just lined paper. And this next section here, another Dollar Tree cover, is my main planner. And my main planner I use, and I'm actually going to flip to a future month just so, because I have a lot of personal stuff in there, because this is my calendar. So my main calendar that I use is on a dashboard layout. I just find that it works best to just have a bunch of to-do lists for me. Because a lot of times the things that I have to do during the day don't have to be done at a specific time. If it does, that's okay. I just put it at the top of the day with the time that I need to get it done, and then everything else just kind of goes into a list. So that is, excuse me, my main calendar is done on the dashboard layout, and I am using currently this planner for that. I just have a few of the sections pulled out in here, and I have, this is the planner. I think I picked it up on clearance for like $6 or $7. So super cute, the wrong. Love everything. It does have a few pictures in it, but I usually find that I decorate with the pictures because I love the wrong illustrations there. So I usually find that I kind of decorate around those, and it's worked out fine so far. So another good thing about me switching over to these Dollar Tree covers is I was able to put the original covers back on these, so I can kind of keep it straight which planners I'm using and get the months back into them as they were. So, and kind of keep these together as well, just pulling out a few months. And my last section here, another pretty Dollar Tree cover, is this one. And this is the horizontal planner, and it's more of like a seasonal planner. Sorry, I keep shaking the camera. Sorry about that, you guys. And basically what I use this one for is for my part-time business. I have to contact 5 properties a day. And so that's all I do on this is once I work it out in my notebook, which properties I'm going to be contacting each day, I just write them in just to make sure that I'm getting that taken care of. And this is just done on a separate calendar just so I know where to flip to that section and find that list pretty easily. So that's all I'm using this one for. And again, this was pulled out of this one right here. It's a seasonal, more of a seasonal planner there. So that is my main planner that I use. And it is a mini on expander disc, and I love a good chunky mini, so I love the look of that one as well. So now to my classic stack. This one's sort of set up the same way. Is I pulled from these 3 planners, and these are all from the Planner Girl line that I found on clearance at Hobby Lobby Score. And so I have pulled them into this one. This is a cover that came off of a Happy Notes that I just love. I recently put it on an expander disc though, because I was finding that I was using it more and more as far as the workbook stuff. And again, this is just a workbook that I use just to kind of work everything out so I can get my planner set up for the week. I simply pull this one out on the weekends. That's it. So, and for my main job that I do during the week, I work 15 hours a week. So I have very little time to plan or really think anything through. So that's the reason why I choose to do all this on the weekends. Get it in my planner. It's in my planner, so I can just go straight to my planner to see what I need to do. So that's just what works best for me right now in my schedule. So this one and this one, I also have it separated into different sections, but I do it with dashboards instead of the actual covers themselves. With flipping through the different covers, for some reason, it was harder for me to do in a classic size versus a mini. So this one I just have separated into the different sections by dashboards. The first section here is actually going to be a workbook for my work. Basically, what I do here is just kind of look to see, and you know how when you go to a workshop, or what I'm planning on doing is, you know how when you go to a workshop, and they kind of have you set out your goals and then put a plan to those goals and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's what I'm going to be doing weekly here, is basically coming up with all the goals, the to-do list, breaking them down by day, and then transferring, once I get them broken down, transferring them over to my planner to make simpler to-do lists. So that way I can just open it up, see my to-do list, and go from there. So this actually gives me more space to do the planning piece of it. So that's the reason why I'm doing it in a classic size. And I pulled these 3 months from this planner here. It is the Homebody dashboard layout. You guys can tell I really love the dashboard layout. I think it's just because I'm such a list person. And this one seems to have a lot of lists. So that just works well for me. The next section that I have is, I will flip over to that, is the lined vertical here. And basically, and this is going to be a little bit backwards in that I'm collecting all my numbers in here in the lined vertical and then transferring it over to here just so it's in a little bit bigger layout. And that also allows me to kind of review the numbers for the week and kind of see where I need to go as far as my goals and stuff. So that's all this is my numbers that I've actually captured in here in my lined vertical. I'm just transferring over here, and just so I can review them for my goals, just so I have a and I'm assuming that my numbers here are going to be a little bit messier, and then I can just capture them here, so that way this gives me a place to kind of look back at them when I'm looking at goals I need to do and things like that. So, and then my last, and this was pulled out of this one, and this is from the Planner Girl line from the Glam Girl. And then my last section in here, I'm sorry, I should say second to last, because I do have a section of just lined paper, is the monthly. And this is just a monthly layout. It is from the Stargazer, from the Happy Planner Girl line, and it's just a monthly layout. And this is where I'm going to lay out my monthly goals. So, and get those planned. The only thing I haven't come up with what I'm going to use in this section is this right here, the actually daily to-dos. So, because I feel like I already have some daily to-dos in some of the other sections that I'm able to utilize. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to use these. Maybe for pre-planning, I'm not sure. So that's the only thing. So like I said, this is basically just kind of a workbook for me to work out everything and keep my calendar straight. And then the last section is this right here, and it's just lined paper basically from a Happy Notes. And this actually came, these 3 dividers actually came from the Happy Notes with this. Of course, I did switch out the disc to the expander disc, but this was the dividers for the Happy Notes. All right, guys, so that's my planner lineup going forward, and we'll see how that works out for me. Thanks so much again for joining my channel today. And you guys take care and have a great rest of the weekend. Appreciate you. Thank you.